Contractors, today I'm going to tell you exactly the reason why I've been stuck in the same place for years, okay? I want you to understand it's like you're feeling like you're doing everything right, your clients are happy, the quality of work is there, your team is showing up early, you guys are getting more reviews, whatever it may be. But the thing is, it's like you're stuck. You're not really massively growing as you would hope to be, okay? And you might be sticking in the same place for months or maybe years, and you aren't seeing a massive spike in your growth. And let me tell you why. There's actually a couple reasons why. And primarily, it is these 8 reasons, okay? Now, the first reason is that you built a reputable business, but not an absolute machine, because reputation, it is great. It brings in word of mouth jobs, referrals, but I want you to understand this at its core, it is not scalable. A business can truly scale and grow when it runs on systems, not on your name alone. Like I can tell you right now, there are contracting companies out there that, yes, they've been in business for 30 years and they can sort of rely on referrals because they're booked out constantly for months and months and years in advance, right? But if you yourself don't want to wait 30 years to get to that level, you want to be booked out for months and years now, you gotta change your marketing, okay? You gotta make sure that your reputation and your referrals are also running at the same time while you have the systems in place because reputation can make you busy and systems will make you wealthy. That's the difference between the two. Reputation, it's great. There's nothing wrong with it. The issue with it is that reputation takes time to build, which I'm certain that most of you don't like waiting. Okay? Now, you're focused on work, not growth. Every hour is spent on doing the job, not building the business. There isn't really much time for marketing, tracking, sales improvement, or delegation. If all that you do is hard work and labor, your business is never going to get better and move forward. You're just going to get busier and busier because a lot of you are just stuck in that loop, in that trap of like, hey, I'm busy. That's great. But your business is not where you want it to be. Okay? Because you got to understand as you make more money in terms of your business, as you hit 6 figures, greater 6 figures every single month, I can tell you right now, you will have less and less amount of time. What's going to matter the most is your priorities, whether or not you're going to create the time for the things that truly move the business forward. You got to delegate as much of the little things as possible. Okay? Now, third, you think more growth means more work, okay? You got to understand that if you believe that if you have more income, that will mean you have more jobs. That means you will have more hours and more stress. But that is not the case. Real growth and real freedom business comes from better quality jobs, higher profit margins, and less stress. So, working more hours is not the answer. Getting busier is not the answer. Working smarter is by building the right systems. Fourth, you're still stuck in owner operator mode, okay? You're still answering the calls, running the estimates, doing the labor, following up, and handling customer issues. You're not a business owner. You're just an overworked technician or a contractor with a logo, okay? Like that is very, very tough to do, and you cannot scale a business that way. You got to delegate as much of the little things as possible so that you can focus on doing the work that truly matters and moves the needle for you. You have no real lead system. So if you're relying on referrals, Facebook groups, or people finding you, I want you to understand that's not a pipeline, that's luck. You can't grow something that you can't predict. Building a reputable business is great once again, and getting referrals are great, but relying on them, when it gets in the slower seasons, I can tell you right now, you're gonna get stressed out, worried. And the one thing that sucks the most is if you don't have a real lead system, you're gonna constantly, year after year, just think about, oh, how are we gonna get through this winter? And that's the last thing that as any contractor should really think about. okay? Because that's the scarcity mode, not abundance mode. So, six, you never really raise your prices. You're keeping your rates safe because you are scared to lose jobs and you're working harder than ever for the same amount of money. So, I want you to understand if your skills have improved, have grown, your crew skills have grown, but your prices haven't, you gotta understand this. That's the bottleneck. You don't believe in the value that you provide, and because you don't believe in the value that you provide, your conviction goes down and that actually messes with your close rate, which means that you won't be converting as many estimates into jobs as you'd hope to be. That's a big sales issue. Seven, you're operating without real data, okay? You don't know what jobs are the most profitable, what marketing works best, or how many leads you need each month to hit the goals that you have for the next 6 to 12 months. So I want you to understand if you're flying in blind, don't be surprised when you crash and don't hit the goals that you have set in place for yourself year after year. Because if you set your goals, I don't know, in December and you just said, hey, this is my goals for this year, 2025 or 2026, and you're not already there, because let me tell you this, we're already many, many months in here. It's like what, second or third quarter right now? I believe it's like second quarter. And if you still haven't almost like on the way to hit your goals, you're not even halfway in, I can tell you right now, you probably won't hit your goals. Okay, if you don't change really anything, you're just flying in blind and just hoping for you to scale and grow your business without actually getting uncomfortable and changing things. So another part of you is like waiting for the right time. You might be keeping on telling yourself like, I'll hire when I'm ready. I'll fix my marketing next month. I'll change things next month. Next month, I'll change things next season. I'll raise my prices next year. The right time is never gonna come. Only you make the time right. Okay? It's either you things now fix things now, or you just wait. Okay? And I can tell you right now, waiting has never helped anybody grow. Okay? Unless it's a strategic play, if you know what I mean. Now, what growth actually looks like, it is charging based on value, not fear. Delegating and trusting a team, building a repeatable marketing and sales system, focusing on high margin, perfect fit jobs that once again comes with a quality and actual um, system that gives you the flow of leads that can get you these perfect fit jobs, tracking your numbers constantly, and thinking like a CEO, not a contractor. A lot of you think as a laborer, not a businessman or a business owner, businesswoman, whoever you may be. And that is a big issue. Okay. Now, you got to understand this. The final message that I have for you, you're not failing because because you suck. Okay. That is not the case here. You're stuck because you never shifted out of survival mode. You gotta get into the abundance mode if you really want to grow. You need to lead, okay? You gotta be able to think like a person that is prosperous, a person that is winning, okay? You gotta lead, not just labor and put in the hard work and think like back then. People would always say hard work leads to growth. No, hard work with smart work leads to growth. That is the way that you actually scale your business.